Hey guys, Patrick Dreyer here with MTG Connect. We're doing another deck tech today with Jeff Mysick. He's got 4-color Loam. So let's go ahead and get started here. What do you got for us?
Alright, so first we'll start off with the creatures. So first I play 4 Knight of the Reliquary and 4 Dark Confidant. I have to say that hands down Knight of the Reliquary is like my favorite card in this deck. It's a relatively cheap creature to play and it can get really big really fast.
I'm told you've got you some utility lands. We'll see later on that he really helps you pull up. And Dark Confidant, you run a really low to the ground deck, so you don't take too much damage from him, right?
Yeah.
What's the highest converted mana cost in the deck?
I think it's 3.
So yeah, definitely not taking too much damage there.
Next we have Gaddock, Deathrite Shaman, Scavenging Ooze, all 1-ofs.
Sure. Any particular reason for the 1-ofs? Is it just certain calls out to decks, or what are your reason for these 1-ofs?
The reasons for the 1-ofs is that there are key cards that help me in certain matchups, like Gaddock can help against decks that play Jason Mind Sculptor or Force of Will.
Sure.
Deathrite Shaman is just a great all-around creature, best 1-drop planeswalker Magic's ever printed.
For sure.
And Scavenging Ooze is, I think it's really good against decks that play big creatures like Eldrazi.
Okay.
They can also get really big.
Kind of get in the way and shore up the ground a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the best thing is I can grab all these creatures with Green Sun Zenith.
There you go. That's important to know.
Next we have some removal spells. I run 3 Punishing Fire, 3 Abrupt Decay, and 1 Maelstrom Pulse.
So we've got your grind you out card, best removal card in the format in my opinion, and I don't know what you're playing, but I'll be able to deal with it kind of cards.
Yeah, pretty much. Next we have utility spells. As I mentioned earlier, I have Green Sun Zenith as a 2-of, 2 life in the Loam, 1 Sylvan Library, and 1 Exploration.
Yeah, you're kind of bouncing around here. It's interesting to see for sure. So you talked about, it's nice to hear for Green Sun, you can go fetch up your creatures, and then here are your engine cards, between Life from the Loam and Explore to really take value out of your lands, it seems.
Artifacts of Planeswalkers, I play 4 Chalice of the Void, 4 Mox Diamond, 2 Liliana of the Veil. Chalice of the Void is just a great all-around card. I can play it on turn 1 for 1 more times than I can count. Mox Diamond is just great because it helps me get lands in the graveyard for Knight of the Reliquary, and it helps feed the Loam. And then Liliana is just great because it's discard, it's non-conditional removal. I don't think I've ever ulted her, but the ult is there. It's really nice to have.
Well, and I think you make a great point that a lot of people don't consider that, most people would view Mox Diamond as a disadvantage, but you really view it as an advantage with Knight of the Reliquary making him stronger, going Mox Diamond into fetch, and then a turn 2 Knight of the Reliquary, you're already looking at a 4/4, maybe a 5/5, depending if you got that second fetch. That's really cool that you're able to turn a disadvantage into an advantage with your deck.
So fetches 4 Verdant Catacombs, 2 Windswept Heath. It's pretty self-explanatory. My fetch targets are 2 Bayou, a Savannah, 1 Badlands, 1 Scrubland, 1 Taiga, and a Basic Forest.
And so, based on your fetch lands here, you can definitely see you're weighted towards green, understandable, you can always do decks, but do you ever run into issues with how you split your fetches, that you're not able to get the colors you need, or can
really, the only land that I can't get with both of my fetches is the Badlands. Like, I obviously can't fetch it with the Windswept Heath, but I don't think I've ever found myself in that situation where I couldn't grab it when I needed it.
And the other half of that, you can either get your Tundra, your Taiga or your Bayou to fix either side of it, you just can't get both. That's understandable.
And next we have some utility lanes here. So I have 1 Caracas, 1 Maze of Ith, 2 Barrenmoor, and 1 Tranquil Thicket, like the cycle lands. I can do like turn 1, fetch, cycle a land, draw a card.
Yeah, that seems powerful. And again, as always with Knight of the Reliquary, you're really wanting more than all these if you really need them, Between Green Sunning, being able to go and get things, if you need that Caracas or Maze of Ith, you seem much more likely to get it than just it being a 1-of, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's nice just being able to, I'll sacrifice this forest or plains and go grab it with Knight of the Reliquary.
There you
go. Next we have more utility land. So Wasteland is a 4-of, 3 Grove of the Burnwillows, and 1 Dryad Arbor. Wasteland is really good in this deck because I play Exploration, so I can find myself going, play Wasteland, hit your land, Life from the Loam, get it back, waste another one of your lands.
Sure, definitely do that tempo advantage and try to lock people out of the game, for sure. And then, Grove of the Burnwillow, of course, working with Punishing Fire, classic combo to grind you out. And I'm sure you've used Dryad Arbor to sacrifice to Liliana's more than once. It's a neat little trick.
There's that, and it's also a great turn 1 play to just go fetch for a dual land and Green Sun for 0 into a Dryad Arbor.
There you go.
Next we'll move on to the sideboard. So I play the Depths combo in my sideboard that consists of 1 Dark Depths, a Crop Rotation, and a Thespian Stage.
Any particular reason why you moved this to the sideboard? I know at one point you had this in the main.
Well, in the original list I had, I did play the combo in the main, but I found myself wanting to fit something like Liliana in the main deck just to give myself a little like low to the ground strategy.
Okay. And so if you find, against a slower opponent where you can find this and, really reap the benefits of this, you can get it there, and have that just, oops, I win.
Yeah, like I bring this in against fair decks.
Sure, makes sense.
So we have 2 Swords of Plowshares, 1 Golgari Charm, a Rex Sage, and 1 Garruk Relentless.
Anything special here? I mean, you got your standard removal, Golgari Charm. Is it mostly for the -1/-1, or do you find yourself using the other modes?
I find myself blowing up like a Leyline of the Void a couple of times. Against Storm, if they empty the Warrens on me, I can just kill all the tokens.
Sure.
Rex Sage is kind of in there for that same, like, blowing up a Leyline.
Sure, definitely getting that value. And again, you prefer the creature because you can go fetch it up with Greenstone's Venus, makes sense. And
Garruk's there to just be Garruk. I mean, there's a reason to not play this card if you're playing a green deck.
I wholeheartedly agree. I played it in my deck as well. It overperforms every time.
So I have my own 3 Leyline of the Void in my sideboard, as well as 2 Thalia and then 2 Thoughtseize.
All right, so you got your matchups for decks like yourselves or Reanimator, things like that.
Storm also.
Oh yeah, definitely for Storm. And then Thalia is an interesting choice. So is that again a concession to Storm and those kind of things?
Yeah, it's got Storm, Reanimator, Show and Tell, those types of decks that like try to play non-creature spells very early. Like that kind of helps shut down their strategy.
And similar, Thoughtseize helped you, make sure that they don't have what they shouldn't, in your, from your point of view.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, thank you guys. That was 4-Color Loam, and that's us signing out from MTG Connect. Thanks and have a nice day.